Barbecue to me means family. It's a lot of struggle, it's a lot of heartache, but in the end, it's something that everybody can connect to. And when you think about it, I mean, you spend 20 hours a day on a meat to have somebody eat it. It's love at the end of the day.
Texas-style barbecue is definitely something that Texas holds near and dear.
And I think people's identity defines barbecue, and that's why people are so passionate about it. I've been in barbecue like since I was a child. My dad had a restaurant, and that's all I've ever known. It's a totally different world than what I grew up with. We have a team at La Barbecue, and we call ourselves La Barber Crew.
Not one person does everything back here, not even just for one meat. Like we have somebody who trims it, then we have somebody who seasons it, and then we have somebody who cooks it. There's definitely a whole lot of hands that are in that one product. Frankie gets here about 2:30 in the morning. He starts his fires in the rib pit, and then he puts the pork ribs on. He is a machine back there. We went through a couple processes. Back in the day, we would mop the ribs. And he came up with a process where he puts it in a bottle and just sprays the ribs, you know, and it's like in a perfect little motion, and it just covers them like just so nicely, where it's not so much where it doesn't overpower the flavor of the meat, and they're really good. He cooks those pork ribs so perfectly that they're tender and they come off the bone. These you can actually pick up, take a bite out of, but still twist that bone and take it straight out.
I think they feel very Asian, and that's what I think is really cool about it. They're not so much Central Texas barbecue. They have a very Asian flair to them.
They really do, without Asian seasoning. I've cut so many briskets that honestly I can tell if I like it or not, even if it's wrapped in butcher paper.
It's definitely cooked to touch.
I mean, I can literally open up that Alto Shan where we hold our briskets, and I'll be like, okay, I like that one. You definitely want like a nice crust and the marbling throughout. You want the fatty end of it to be tender but not overcooked, because you want some integrity to it. And then the lean end, you want it firm but also tender with a lot of integrity as well. You don't want it undercooked because it's be so firm, and if it's overcooked, it can feather. When we started La Barbecue, LeAnn was adamant, like, we have to have our own sausage. You know, not everybody in Austin does that. It might be their own recipe, but we wanted to make it by hand.
It's something that my dad and I bonded on. We didn't go on vacations. We didn't, you know, have a lot of me time, but when at work, I really pushed him on like exploring recipes. So it was one of the things that I had to have made in-house to honor my father.
We went with like a sausage her dad called hot guts. They've got a pretty good kick to them. They're coarse ground. We use our pork and beef trimmings to make our sausage.
I think it's important to have the classics because that's what everybody's coming to the restaurant to eat. But putting a new spin on things is allowing you to evolve the restaurant to where it doesn't become boring. The Frito Loco is basically what happens if you put a Frito pie on a bun. A Frito pie is basically a bag of Fritos. You put a sort of chili or some kind of beef, and you top it with cheese, and you put jalapenos and onion on it. And so we wanted to just like take it to that next level and throw like pretty much everything in there and stick it on a bun.
People love that sandwich. It's so crazy. It is delicious because you got the crunch and the salt from the Fritos, and then of course, you know, the pork and the beef. It's really, really good. And it's like a kitchen sink sandwich on a bun. And you like stack it nice and tall. It's pretty great.
I think the meat should always stay classic, but I think where you can have fun is like, okay, let's add another sausage, let's add an empanada, let's mess with our sides, let's expand on how the meat can turn into a side. I think that's where you start to have fun. I cook for how I want to eat.
Exactly.
And I cook for how we travel and what our palate is. And so, you know, keep it classic, but then have fun at the end.
Yeah, definitely. So we can have people come, our regulars come in and they'll be like, oh, well, I'm gonna get my usual and then let's try this. And so they can, you know, come here for not just their usual order.
It's like little basic things, like we used to buy our pickles. And then I'm like, my grandma used to make a really great homemade pickle. And so now we have homemade pickles, and they're like one of our biggest sellers.
Oh my gosh, people rant and rave. They're so good.
But this is like putting your soul back into the food. It's barbecue soul food.
It is.